So Austin, what are we doing today?
We are screening this porch that we just crafted.
Cool. So we're going to be screen masters.
Yep.
There he is. Junior screen master. I'm going to be the master screen master. So where do we get this great screen product and stuff?
Well, you can pick it up at Lowe's. They have the screen tight system, and you can just get the box, screw into the wall, and then cap and snap over it after you put the spline and screen in.
So when you went to Lowe's, did you get an instruction sheet?
No, I did not.
And so when you went to Lowe's and they had the black channel that you wanted to put on this wall, did they have matching caps for it?
They did not.
Well, what do you mean? The only caps they had were white and beige?
Yep.
So what'd you have to do?
We had to spray paint them.
So we had to buy expensive spray paint.
Yep.
That was a good job, Lowe's. Kind of impressed that they would mix and match the finish on a screen before. That's kind of weird, right?
Yeah, it really is.
So how did you know what kind of spline to buy?
Well, they didn't really tell you that either, so we kind of just took a guess, and it worked
Wait a
out.
second. Lowe's is the home improvement center of all home improvement centers.
They don't do a good job of explaining what you need.
So we'll give a D to Lowe's, right?
Yep.
So,
Maybe not.
so we learned a lot about putting in a screen because we had to figure it out as we went along. So Lowe's didn't do a very good job of teaching us. We went on the internet and there were no instructions on how to make this work. So we're going to do you all a favor today and we're going to show you how to put the screen system in. It's called Screen Tight Porch Screening System. And we're going to do a step-by-step tutorial and tell you how to get that done. So what's the first thing we do?
First thing we're going to do is you're going to want to screw these onto the wall, but you're going to want to cut them to the length first. And usually just butt them up against the top, right about where your ceiling would be.
So there's no rounded track to fit your corners. Your corners are 90s?
Right.
Okay. And what kind of screws do you use to put those in?
We use some drywall screws,
Okay.
and they work really good. You want to set your drill to about 8 is the setting that we have it at, and it stops it perfectly, and it doesn't break through the plastic.
And what happens if the screw's too tight on the plastic?
If it's too tight on the plastic, it kind of pulls it together, and then you have a really hard time getting your caps on there.
How'd you learn that?
Experience.
Because we screwed it up a few times. Yeah, no kidding.
Yep.
So do you fill in every single hole or do you skip holes to save screws?
We fill in every single hole to make sure it's tight and flush against your wood.
Okay. So that's good. Why don't you show us how it's done? So, Austin, tell us a little bit about what you did, real quick.
Well, we just got these screwed in, and these are where your screen is going to go. And we barely put them in. We got the drill adjusted, and you wanted to get it to the right preference, so it'll still go in the wood, but it won't bust through the plastic. And as you can see, it's perfect right there. And
what about that channel? What happens if you get that channel just a little bit narrower?
if you get a little narrower, you can not get the covers in at all.
Cool. So what's next?
What's next is we're going to get our screen. It just fell over, and
We're going to show them how to do how to set a screen up for screen installation.
Yep.
Because only screen masters know this trick, right?
Yep.
Absolutely.
The way we're going to show you, it will only take one person to do the job.
Okay, so just give us a quick summary of how that's going to happen.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll take this screen, we'll put it up at the top, and then we will get 1-inch really skinny nails with the electric nail gun and place a board up here just to hold the screen, and then we'll roll it all the way down to the bottom really tight. We'll put 2 more boards on the sides and have the sides pulled really tight, and then on the bottom we'll get sandbags, just 2 small sandbags to hold it tight at the bottom and keep it really tight as we put the spline and the screen in.
Cool. Sounds perfect. Okay, let's see you do that.
Alright, Bob, so what are we doing now?
Well, just recap here. Put these little strips of wood on here, put some 1-inch finish nails on, made this really tight. So now we don't have anything to fight with when it comes to this screen. Now, what they don't tell you in the instructions with the screen tight kit, they don't tell you that you only put the spline in the first channel here. Put that spline in, roll it in, and then once you get done rolling the entire section, then you cut along the side of this channel and remove all the waste. So we're going to put the spline in, and what we learned is the spline roller is great. And if you're not familiar with the spline roller, here's your spline roller. What they don't tell you is the spline roller really doesn't get the spline put in that well. You're really better off using a small hammer to tap it in. We believe that we got spline that's probably a little bigger than the channel. We got 1.75 because the bright folks at Lowe's and Screen Tight forgot to tell us on any of the specifications what kind of spline to get as far as thickness is concerned. So we use a little hammer. Once we hammer it, then we use the roller, make it real tight, and this puppy, you could cook eggs on it. It gets so tight. So let's get started. We'll do a little fast action and show everybody how it's done. You ready?
Yep.
Let's make it happen. Okay, Austin, so what'd you do here? How did we get to this point?
Well, after we put those nice pieces of wood up to make sure the screen's all tight, we put the screen in with the spline, and as you can see, we got it in there really good. We used that tiny hammer Bob said to use, and then we rolled it, and it's super tight. And now we're getting ready to put these caps on, so you're going to want to put them up here, get them measured out, and then cut them. And
how do you cut them?
We use these metal snippers, but we're using them for plastic, and they still work just as good. And these are super hard to get in, so we figured out that if you can see it, then you can just hit it in, and it'll go in right just like that, and then slide it up. But you want to do it closer to the top. I just showing you guys an example, and you'll just snap it all the way down, all the way around, and then you'll have your screen complete.
Cool. Let's do it.
All right, Bob, so what did we just do?
Well, we just put the finishing touches on this beautiful screen tight porch screen system. What I tell you is they don't tell you a lot of things that are really helpful to know, so that's what we're here to tell you. One of the tricks that we learned is put your side rails on first. You can see we were struggling with our top rail, so we just took it off, threw it out, and put our sides on first, then we could cut our top. I will tell you that once you get your starting snapping going on, you can see we hit it quite a bit with our hands, but I will tell you that sometimes a little bit of a hammer helps as well. You can see that we painted this with Krylon plastic black paint. It held up pretty good, matches the screen really nice. So we've learned a couple things about how to get this system installed. The importance of putting the screws in not too tight, the importance of being sure that you have spline that fits tightly and that you can roll it in. The idea of the hammer is really important in getting that spline in, then rolling it really tight. Most important thing, I think the trick that we learned about putting in that little bit of strip there and getting that screen really positioned so you're not fighting it for the entire time that you're trying to be a screen master. So I would say Lowe's, you need to get the right inventory in place so we don't have to buy paint to get that done. I would highly recommend that they have instructions with their kits, which is would be a great idea. And but hopefully this video is going to help you do the job better. And Austin, you did a great job. I appreciate you doing all the work and giving me all the glory. Thumbs up.
Yep.
For
Screen Masters.
Screen Masters Incorporated.